I'll be completely honest. I didn't hear about this shooting right here. I don't know any of the facts or anything like that. And maybe it was for a multitude of reasons. But first and foremost, Tyre Nichols, a timeline of the investigation into his death. All I know right now is a traffic stop gone wrong involving a black guy, which normally, okay, that has all of the components to make this a very volatile situation. So what's missing? What's missing? Well, we'll get to that very shortly. Okay, so on January 7th of this year, and it's like, I totally missed this one, man. Like, I didn't hear word one about this, and I run the stories, and would have been able to find something about this, right? You would think so. Tyre Nichols, a 29-year-old black man, was pulled over by police for alleged reckless driving. This sounds an awful lot like Kim Potter, Dante Wright. Yeah, it was Dante Wright. That whole situation, pulled over for reckless driving because he had a pot scale in his glove compartment and the entire thing smelled like weed, and he was swerving from place to place, speeding through a residential neighborhood, but because, you know, little tiny woman cop, she immediately reaches for what she thought was her taser, but was actually her firearm, and, you know, now she's spending a couple years upstate. But what happened here? According to Nichols' mother, Rovana Wells, that's not a name. Tyre was 2 minutes away from home when he was pulled over, and you know all of your vehicle accidents are likely to happen that close to home. Did you know that? Officials said the Memphis officers approached Nichols, who ran away. Traffic stop, and then he ran away. Okay, you missing some things here. He was 2 minutes away. He was just running home real quick. Attorneys for Nichols' family said the body camera footage of the incident shows that Nichols did not originally run when being approached by officers. They say Nichols told police that he was just trying to get home, man, from FedEx where he worked, and yelled for his mother 3 times towards the end of the video. Oh, just like St. Floyd did, "Mama, Mama." But that was actually his, fentanyl friend and girlfriend as well. But, you know, very harrowing, okay? Definitely harkens back to a simpler time. Body camera footage has not yet been released publicly. All right? So we're just listening to testimony from a woman who wasn't there, and then attorneys for the deceased's family, which is going to paint that shit in the most uncharitable light for the police possible. All right. Officers say they pursued Nichols after he ran and apprehended him, police said. All right. After the incident, Nichols complained of having a shortness of breath. Okay. Oh, yeah, no, I did hear about this one. This was that goofy motherfucker. Yeah, he was on the ground, and it was like broad daylight or some shit like that. Or at least there was, of the frame that I seem to remember, there was at least adequate lighting. And is Ben Crump his lawyer? That would make a whole hell of a lot of sense. His family are going to be fucking rich after this, but no, okay, so he was already calling for his mama, and then all of a sudden, yeah, he has shortness of breath. Come on. He was transported by ambulance to a Memphis St. Francis Hospital in critical condition, according to the police. Due to Nichols' condition, what condition is that? Okay, I got a couple of ideas, but I'll let you guys fill it in. The Shelby County District Attorney's Office was contacted, and TBI special agents were subsequently requested to conduct a use of force investigation, according to the TBI. The Memphis Police Department said at the time that the officers involved will be routinely relieved of duty pending the outcome of the TBI's investigation. January 10th, so 3 days later, I guess the fentanyl took a minute in order to kick in. Nichols died 3 days later after being detained by Memphis police. How did he die, though? He was, detained, and I had shortness of breath, and then 3 days later, he died, but police most affected? Federal investigation begins, all right. Kevin G. Ritz, all right, United States Attorney for the Western District of Tennessee, announced that the FBI and DOJ are investigating the incident. Oh, so this is going all the way up to the top. Okay, if you got Ben Crump and you got a black guy calling for his mom and he had a shortness of breath and he died in police custody, woo-hoo-hoo, just in the nick of time. State authorities have publicly announced that the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, that's what TBI stands for. Thanks, ABC. You guys do a great reporting. Is investigating, Ritz said in a statement. In addition, the United States Attorney's Office, in coordination with the FBI Memphis Field Office and the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice, has opened a civil rights investigation. Okay, that's interesting. That's kind of interesting, but not a lot of information. Okay, the firing of Memphis police officers happened on the 20th. All right. The Memphis Police Department announced that it has fired 5 police officers following an investigation into Nichols' death. Okay. The officers were identified as Tadarrius Bean, Demetrius Haley, Emmitt Martin III, Desmond Mills Jr., and Justin Smith. Oh, they gave up the ghost in this one. 5 are all black men, and that's why we didn't hear much about this outside of the initial footage, the I can't breathe narrative. Makes a lot of sense now, doesn't it? After a thorough review of the circumstances surrounding the incident, we have determined that the 5 MPD officers violated multiple department policies, including excessive use of force, duty to intervene, and duty to render aid, the department said in a statement. Family describes the body camera footage. Frankly, I don't give a fuck, because they're going to have very inflammatory depictions. Like, I already see some of the videos, or I'm sorry, some of the words, okay, deplorable, heinous, violent, according to Ben fucking Crump. Okay, Ben Crump, the motherfucker who has settled just about every race case that has been out there. Okay, he's just gonna have a bitch of a time because, ooh, now this involves 5 black guys, five black officers. So normally Ben Crump's grift is just getting millions of dollars out of the city and then just piecing out afterwards and never following through on any of the criminal charges that's out there. Okay, so what do we got here? 5 former Memphis officers charged with murder in Tyre Nichols' death. Okay, so none of this makes sense, right? Because he died 3 days after. So were they going back and forth between the cell and just ruthlessly beating this guy with a rubber hose, or how the fuck are they involved in the death? Okay, because there's a lot of moving parts here. This would be an interesting case, and it won't go to trial probably for a minute. Okay, this is going to be at least a year out. 5 former Memphis police officers have been arrested and charged with a second-degree murder. Second-degree murder, huh? And the January 10th death of 29-year-old Tyre Nichols. We hardly knew ye, a black man, but everybody's black in this situation. How can you work the race angle on this one? Now fired Memphis Police Department officers Tadarrius Bean, Demetrius Haley, Emmitt Martin III, Desmond Mills Jr., and Justin Smith. Somebody didn't show up to the right naming meeting. Who are also black, have been accused of severely beating Nichols during a January 7th traffic stop. And then he died 3 days later. I don't know how you get there. On Thursday, the 5 officers were charged with second-degree murder. The officers were also charged with aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping resulting in bodily injury. Sorry, what? There's some details we don't know about this. Aggravated kidnapping. Aggravated kidnapping involving possession of a weapon. What the fuck? They were operating as police officers. It's like, yo, did they take this guy on a fucking joyride and hang him out in the fucking trees for a minute? Like, what the fuck? Official misconduct through the unauthorized exercise of power. That kind of follows with the rest of this stuff. Official misconduct through the failure to act upon a lawful duty. Okay, and official oppression. Yo, this dude got oppressed to death. Holy. All 5 officers face the same set of charges. Yo, man, this is going to be very interesting when it goes to trial. Or when more information comes out, because we haven't even got the body cam footage. All I've seen is just a couple of stills of this guy saying, I can't breathe. And it's like, yeah, just shut your fucking mouth. Nichols was initially pulled over from a traffic stop for reckless driving. During the stop, Nichols and the responding officers repeatedly had a confrontation, after which Nichols fled. It's like, I was scared for my life from the police. And it's like, I thought normally the argument is that you got that white cop and he's going to end up killing the black guy. So I guess he was caught between a cop and a hard place, and then just still decided to bolt because some people just don't respect authority and have inbuilt biases. Just saying. No, says the guy who's making, veiled black jokes. But just shut your fucking mouth. On January 20th, MPD announced it had fired all of the officers after determining they violated multiple department policies, including excessive use of force, duty to intervene, and duty to render aid. But none of those involve murder. I'm just saying, department policies, okay, excessive force, that's something. On Wednesday, Nichols' family was able to see the arrest footage. Yeah. Attorney Antonio Romanucci, described the police encounter as an unadulterated, unabashed, non-stop beating of this young boy for 3 minutes. So Rodney King would like to know your location, adding, he was a human pinata for those police officers. All right. But again, that's Nichols' family attorney. I'll wait to see the body cam footage, which, yo man, if this dude is just getting the shit kicked out of him, then yeah, charge the officers, okay? If he was, clinging to life for 3 days in the hospital, that's no way to go out. That still fucking sucks. During the Thursday press conference, Shelby County District Attorney Steve Mulroy said each of the 5 officers played a different role in their interaction, but they're all being charged with the same crimes. Interesting. But all the actions of all of them resulted in the death of Tyre Nichols, and they are all responsible. Ahead of the charging decision, Martin's attorney, William Massey, told Reuters, we are waiting to get the indictment. We will know particularly what charges have been brought, and we will go from there. Attorneys from the other former officers could not immediately be reached for comment. Yeah, of course, because they got to get their ducks in a row. They're probably taking a look at that footage and going, oh, fuck, what are we doing now? City bracing. Okay, cool. Are we going to get an inside track as to when this footage is going to be released? Okay. After viewing the arrest footage, Nichols' stepfather, of course, Rodney Wells, said the footage was horrific and no father or mother. Well, your stepdad. Oh, but he's not a stepdad. He's the dad who stepped up. Yuck. While announcing the decision to fire the 5 police officers. Yeah, I don't care about the rest of that stuff. It's egregious. It's bad, okay? While Nichols' family has been able to view the body camera footage of the arrest, the video has not been released to the broader public. In anticipation of the release of footage, Davis issued a statement on Wednesday, urging potential protesters to remain peaceful. Nah, I just see that they're all congregating down in Atlanta, so you're probably good for the time being. But this is Tennessee after all, so, if you're going to do that, maybe you should drop it on Friday, because I hear that's where the big, later tonight is when the big powwow in Atlanta is supposed to be going down. Anywho, in a statement Monday, Mulroy indicated the body camera footage will be released either sometime this week or next week. Oh, okay, cool. So after Antifa is all tuckered out, then you'll release that, so you don't have to worry about any additional rioting going on? All right. He said he is working with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations and the FBI and said it's important for the video release does not compromise the investigation. Well, he already charged him with just about everything. So Mulroy also said that he has been consulting regularly with the city of Memphis about the video's release, and so has Ben Crump, to be like, how much money can we get from you before we start to put the full force of BLM behind you? Because, yeah, as much of a joke as you and I both know they are, okay, they still got some political power, and especially if they can go rally those, soy-based life forms that are chilling in Atlanta for the time being, or just, break out the old band from out there in Portland. Yo, it'll be a hot second, especially if you're going to be timing this release. Oh my god, the countdown clock is going to look like the next Beyonce drop. Like, they are waiting for an opportunity to stretch their legs, because it's been a hot second, okay? But we already know the angle that they're going to work on this one. Oh, all cops are bastards. Yeah, oh yeah, they can just go ahead and push against the authority, and oh my god, the system is oppressing us. I can already see the narrative being crafted, but haven't seen the body cam footage. Maybe they're completely on point on this one. Prosecutors, fuck Antifa and Black Lives Matter. It's all a fucking scam. Domestic terrorist organizations, all of them. Fuck them. And yeah, maybe the guys at Murphy, right? Is that the fucker's name? Dead sprinting boy. Nichols, not Murphy. Maybe they're entitled to a giant payoff, but time will tell, I guess, if this is going to be George Floyd 2.0 or, well, because it's not, like an evil white cop that's kneeling on somebody's neck. Maybe the police footage, okay, is just as horrific and terrible. Maybe this will be, yeah, Rodney King 2.0. Who the fuck knows? It leads to the Memphis riots, but we'll see, man. If this was coming out, maybe the trial will be scheduled for early 2024, which is about the time frame that we're probably looking at, and if they can get acquittal before that, ooh boy, that'll be juicy. But if you have the opportunity to riot right now, man, Antifa's been waiting for a big old opportunity. They are waiting for their comeback tour. So is this going to be the inciting moment, or are we just going to have to wait for the next one? Time will tell. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.